I on? Hi. It's so nice to see you again. Good afternoon, everyone. I will start today, and then Steph will follow, the USG, Jean-Pierre Lacroix, whoever is there to brief you. So 3 briefings today. This morning, the General Assembly held a plenary meeting to pay tribute to the memory of the late President of Iran, His Excellency Seyyed Ebrahim Raisi, who died on 19 May in a helicopter crash in the East Azerbaijan province in Iran. In his opening remarks, the President of the General Assembly, Mr. Denis Francis, expressed his deepest condolences to the government and the people of Iran. The PJ also recalled the late Foreign Minister of Iran, His Excellency Hossein Amirabdollahian, who died in a crash with other members of the President's delegation. The speech by President Francis was followed by remarks delivered by the Secretary General, Mr. António Guterres. Regional groups also took the floor to deliver statements. As per a General Assembly practice, the plenary meeting to pay tribute to the memory of the deceased President of Iran is the 3rd such meeting in the current session. The first was a tribute to the late Emir of Kuwait, His Excellency Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, who passed away on 16 December 2023. In February this year, the GA held a tribute to the memory of the former president of Namibia, His Excellency Hage Gottfried Geingob, who died on 4th February. And more information on the PJ's website, www.un.org/PJ/78. This afternoon, PJ Denis Francis will speak at the high-level policy dialogue entitled Education Through Science, Technology, and Innovation Towards the Africa We Want, as part of the 2024 Africa Dialogue Series. This meeting is organized by the Office of the Special Advisor on Africa and the Secretary General, Ms. Cristina Duarte. The Africa Dialogue Series culminates with a high-level policy dialogue that contributes toward policymaking and serves as a platform for in-depth exchanges to produce forward-looking and implementable ideas and recommendations towards accelerating Africa's development. The event gathers decision makers, academics, young people, and representatives of the United Nations and of civil society. And according to the UN, by 2050, 1 in every 4 people and more than a third of the world's young people aged between 15 and 24 are expected to be African. Last but not least, the PJ issued a post on his ex-social media account marking the International Day of UN Peacekeepers, which took place yesterday, stating that peacekeepers are the embodiment of the promise of the UN Charter to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war. PJ Francis invited all to recognize the commitment and bravery of the 76,000 peacekeepers from 120 countries deployed in 11 global operations and to honor their sacrifice and recommit to our collective commitment to peace around the world. And this afternoon on the PJ's agenda, he will receive students from Johns Hopkins University, PJ's alma mater or alma mater, School Advanced International Studies. This is everything I have for today. Do you have anything here or anything? Ahmad, how are you? So good to see you here. How are you? Yeah. Hamid. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's about 2 months and a half left for the president for his term to expire, right?
And yes, that'll be the 9th of September. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How would he feel in the future when a genocidal war was waged during his presidency, and he didn't take a step to go and stand at least on the Rafah crossing, similar to the SG, Karim Khan, Lazarini, and many others? Why he didn't take that step to be recorded in his legacy? Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for your question. Hamid, it's very good to see you here. I was looking at the screen, but you are here in the room. That's good. First of all, you said yourself, we still have 3 months to go. Yeah, the PJ is in office. The election for the next PJ hasn't taken place. Will take place on the 6th of June. By the way, there'll be a stakeout as well. I'm just informing here. And this PJ is in office until the change of guard, yeah, until the 9th of September. 9th of September is his last day. So the travel opportunities that he will have until there will announce here in due time. And this is what I have to tell you when it comes to his future travels. You are aware that the PGA has been following everything that is happening since the 7th of October, since Israel was attacked by Hamas, and the following reaction by Israel and everything that has been happening there, the immense suffering of Palestinians in Gaza. He hasn't been shy or shying away from stating what he thinks. And if you follow, and I know you follow, as others here do, his speeches in the General Assembly, his statements on social media, you will know very well what this PJ wants. This PJ wants an immediate cessation of violence. That's what he advocated for on the 7th of October, as the first principle to speak about that. He wants the hostages to go back home. Yes, an unconditional release of the hostages who should not have been taken away on the 7th of October. But also, he wants the humanitarian need to go to the Palestinians, to the people in need, because we are, since the 7th of October, in this situation. And the Palestinians, I'm not saying anything new here, or the people in Gaza are in need of humanitarian aid and immediate humanitarian aid. So he wants this also to be taking place. And he hasn't been mincing his words. Thank you. How are you today, Joe? Good to see you.
Thank you. Just to clarify for the record, the PGA has he ever used the term genocide in relation to describing the events either on October 7th or in Gaza since October 7th? Or is he awaiting any judicial determination to that effect?
No, he hasn't. He never used this term. And to the best of my knowledge, neither has any. I speak for the PJ. I'll stick to the PJs. No, he hasn't. And you are spot on. This is a term that has to be determined by a competent body. Yes. How are you? Good to see you.
Hi, Monica. Has PGA have anything to say on the passing of the preliminary reading in the Israeli Knesset of UNRWA as a terrorist organization? They passed the first reading. They are waiting for the final reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does the President of General Assembly have to say on this?
What he has been saying so far, UNRWA does a wonderful job, has been doing for many decades, and he fully supports the work done by UNRWA. Thank you. Go ahead. Dennis, how are you? And I have you, Carmen, of course. And welcome back,
hi.
Carmen. Go ahead, Dennis.
Do you have a number of how many delegations took part in the event of in the tribute event to Raisi?
Yeah, for that we definitely need to get the numbers from DGACM, the department in question. I was there when it started, and you know, with these meetings that you have statements by the PGA, by the Secretary General representing, of course, the Secretariat, and by regional groups, right? So I couldn't follow the entire meeting, as I had to go back to write this briefing for you. But DGACM will have the exact number. Thank you. You can look into it. I go to Carmen and then Cília. Okay, Carmen, go ahead. Como estás?
Muito bem, obrigada.
Thank you. Go ahead.
It's been some time I've been here, but I need to ask.
But you have your microphone on, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
I need to
Go
ask.
ahead.
It's been some time.
Sure.
Perhaps somebody else has asked.
Yes.
Has the PGA been invited by Israel to go take a look at the place where the October 7th events took place? And has the PGA expressed any desire to go see, say, the tunnels underneath civilian installations in Gaza? These two facets that they have to do with civilians.
Yeah, sure. You know, as you mentioned, these invitations come from member states, right? To the best of my knowledge, as I was walking in, I haven't seen any invitation in this direction, but that doesn't mean that such trips will not take place in the future, yeah? So one day at a time. Celia, how are you?
I'm fine. I'd like to know, I guess it's the rule to pay tribute to a president when he dies. But how can the UN be taken seriously when the GA pays tribute to the Iranian, who we all know was a champion of human rights? I mean, come on. How can it be?
It can't be through a very clear and simple answer. Every time a sitting head of state dies in service, in office, it's a decision by member states, the General Assembly, that said head of state will receive a plenary meeting in tribute of his or her memory. So it happened twice before the meeting that happened today. It took place, and it is exactly what member states desire. Of course, member states have the opportunity, regional groups, to go there and make their statements. And I'm sure in their statements they will express their condolences and other observations that they have. But the General Assembly Hall will hold a meeting, a plenary meeting, in tribute of a head of state, a sitting head of state who died, not head of government, head of state, who died when he or she was in office. It will happen every time. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you? Go
yes,
ahead.
Just
Stefano.
quick, because I just saw coming here, there
Yeah.
were trucks going around, I guess not only the UN, but probably Manhattan, with written on it, I mean, it was like a video trucks, but very interesting. And they were video saying shame of the UN because Raisi, and then there was all videos of all the victims, especially women that died in Iran. This was going around Manhattan, and what does the president of the General Assembly think of something like this happening in the city?
The General Assembly the General Assembly president came through the gates today as you and I, and he took notice of what was going on around him. It is about procedure, protocol, decisions made by the General Assembly before every single session. And today we are talking about a deceased head of state, a citizen called Ebrahim Raisi, but it could be a citizen called, you know, John, Harry, Peter. It's not about the person who was there. It's about the post that was being occupied. In this case, the presidency of a country. And this is why the GA holds these plenary meetings in tribute of memory of the deceased person. Okay? But thank you very much. I thank you. I won't be here tomorrow, but I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Thanks.